Well, President-elect Donald Trump shocked the world when he defeated Hillary Clinton last month. Now he says that he would have beaten President Obama. The president said in an interview that he could have defeated Mr. Trump if he'd been able to run for a third term. He said that his hope and change message would have resonated again with voters.
The president-elect fired back on Twitter, writing, "There's no way he would have lost." Mr. Trump wrote in a follow-up tweet, "The world was gloomy before I won. There was no hope." Juliana Goldman looks at the growing discord in the transition. Juliana, good morning.
Good morning. Well, it was just about a couple of months ago that President Obama pledged to make President-elect Trump's transition to the White House as easy as possible. But ever since the two met in the Oval Office after the election, the president and his successor have publicly veered between playing nice and throwing punches.
If you think you're winning, then you have a tendency, just like in sports, maybe to play it safer.
While admitting to Monday morning quarterbacking, President Obama told David Axelrod on his podcast that Hillary Clinton underestimated working-class America. The president said he would have been able to beat Donald Trump with a message of diversity and tolerance.
If I had run again and articulated it, I think I could have mobilized a majority of the American people to rally behind it. There is a sense, obviously, that some communities have been left behind from the recovery, and people feeling anxious about that. I think she looked and said, well, given my opponent and the things he's saying and what he's doing, we should focus on that.
In response, Mr. Trump tweeted, "President Obama said that he thinks he would have won against me. He should say that, but I say no way."
If you succeed, then the country succeeds.
After their Oval Office meeting last month, Mr. Trump said there are pieces of Obamacare that he'd like to keep.
I have asked him what he would think of this one and that one.
Earlier this month, he said he's consulted the president on cabinet picks.
I will always make myself available to him, just as previous presidents have made themselves available to me as issues come up.
But on foreign affairs,
Since there's only one president at a time,
the two have been less diplomatic.
what I've advised the president-elect is that across the board on foreign policy, you want to make sure that you're doing it in a systematic, deliberate, intentional way.
As the president acknowledged, he warned Russian President Vladimir Putin about meddling in the U.S. election. Mr. Trump tweeted, "If Russia or some other entity was hacking, why did the White House wait so long to act? Why did they only complain after Hillary lost?" And just this week, Mr. Trump criticized the administration for abstaining from the United Nations Security Council resolution condemning Israeli settlements in the West Bank, tweeting, "As to the UN, things will be different after January 20th. Now, this is a delicate dance for President Obama, who doesn't want to see his biggest accomplishments gutted and is also trying not to rock the boat. Margaret, President-elect Trump resumes his working vacation from his Mar-a-Lago club today, where he's scheduled to meet with transition aides.
Juliana, thank you.